is a very delicate topic, especially because it's not so concrete. So out of everything that I've spoken about, this will be probably the most, well, hard to grasp subject that I've ever done, but I want to do it nonetheless. So the erotic imprint. It's something that I came to realize on my own while having an interaction with somebody who was different from my usual type of people that I interact with. So I was suddenly taken out of what I was familiar with and what I knew that was working for me. And it first dawned on me that in personal development, we have a lot of, how-to-dos, recipes, advice, steps, and so on that will help you get to whatever objective you want to get to, transform yourself in a certain kind of way, achieve, from a food recipe to a physical performance to a certain goal or a certain result in your work. So everything is so concrete, and personal development unfolds a lot around the concrete and actual steps and milestones and whatever things that you can measure. And make no mistake, these things work. But in sexuality, there is a part of us that is so raw, and it's so just alive, and it's emotive, basically. So it moves with emotion, and it moves with our states. It transforms, it changes, it's so fickle. And you can't really categorize it, you can't really point it down or pinpoint it to something concrete. It's just something so alive in us that comes out. It comes out in our path or in our quest to success, to wealth, to acclamation, to power, or to whatever it is that we're seeking. And we're doing these concrete and actual structured, logical steps. There is this part of us that just, comes out. Sometimes it just peeks the nose out, or the eyes out, or the ears out. Sometimes it just bursts out of us. And sometimes it comes out to mess up and to sabotage whatever we're doing, not for the sake of sabotaging ourselves, just for the sake of showing us that we're moving farther and farther away from our essence, what we are. And other times it comes out to celebrate something that we've achieved, and it just bursts out of us with joy and happiness and expansion, and sometimes with other kinds of emotions. Sometimes it comes out to just relish in the place that we're in. Maybe we're in a beautiful nature spot somewhere, or in the relationships that we're in, or to celebrate something with a person that is dear to us. So this raw and alive part of us is there, and in sexuality is so important to become aware of this. As I said at the beginning, our erotic imprint, the part of us that is alive and that it becomes obvious when we have the hots for somebody, when we're sexually attracted, like really sexually into somebody, whether we have a relationship with that person or not, this part of us just comes out. And it comes out in the way we speak, in the way we look at people, in the tone of our voice, which changes, by the way. It becomes different, and somebody around you may spot these changes in you. And it becomes obvious in the way that we move or we make gestures when we're around that person. And when it becomes obvious when we're proposing something to that person, or when we're receiving proposals. So when somebody has the hots for us and they propose something to us, say we don't like them so much, but we still resonate with, we still can feel like when somebody's attractive to us, we can't be indifferent. I mean, we're a human being, we're alive, and when something like this happens, yeah, this part of us, it's gonna come out and it's gonna react, or it's gonna act, and it's always different. That's the beautiful part of it. It's always different because we're always different. We're changing, we're transforming. The people we're interacting with or we're attracted to are different themselves also. So this erotic imprint, if you can spot it, usually your friends can spot it. Like, and they spot it, not, oh, that's your erotic imprint. No, they just spot, oh, dude, you're in love. Or, dudette, you have the hots for that guy or that girl or whatever. So it's like you're changed, your eyes are shining, or your eyes are smiling, or your voice is different. You are different. Some people will come and tell you, wow, you look happy, you look in love, you look transformed, and they can't realize why. That's because this part of you came out, it burst out, it was awakened or invited, or just decided that, you know what, I want to step in here and make myself present all over the place. And it also shows when you're having sex with somebody. Everything about you, the way you speak in those moments, the way you sound in those moments, the way you breathe in those moments, with somebody else, obviously, is different. And the surprise is that you can react to things that you're not used to. So as I began, I told you that I became aware of this erotic imprint when I was with somebody who's completely different from my usual, type of people that I interact with. And when I saw myself reacting to things that otherwise I wouldn't have reacted, I would have said, no, that's a turn off. Like, take that out, get out of here. I don't want to hear about it. It's not for me. Well, I did see myself reacting in a beautiful way and responding in a very beautiful way to something that was, out of the ordinary for me. And that's when I became aware. I was reacting to the way that person was. This person was authentic, and I could feel that in speech, in demeanor, in movement, in everything, this person was authentic. And although this person was different from what I was used to, I was still reacting. And the beauty here is that at the beginning, I was telling myself, no, this is never gonna work. I can't function like this. I mean, I have a different way of functioning. Well, to my surprise, I just let all that thought away, and I was just looking, studying this other person and interacting physically also. And in time, not like that, but in time, I saw myself opening up to a different kind of interaction. Now, it doesn't happen with everybody, obviously, and it does take a certain kind of person that will touch your inside, that will touch you in a way, not physically this time, emotionally or psychologically or whatever you want to call it. But I was reacting to this particular erotic imprint in a way that I thought I would never do. And this is how I became aware. Look, we have an erotic imprint of our own. People around us have their erotic imprint. And sometimes we can react to things that we normally don't like. But it takes a certain kind of opening from your part and from the other person's part to do this. And although this is pretty vague, because I'm not saying the concrete things, I'm just giving you hints where to look for, I do want to study this, the erotic imprint. And I want to invite you to look at the people that you engage with. But, not analyze them, not when you're distant and not when you're not involved. When you are in the middle of the interaction, that's when you feel and you sense and you breathe in, or you hear, or you look, or you feel, taste, whatever, their erotic imprint. That's when you notice. Not when you're sitting on the outside and just analyzing. And it can be different. You can react again to different things. If you're open, if you really are open, look at your partner or your partners or the people that you have casual sex with. Look at them and look at which ones you really, really react to. And ask yourself, why am I reacting to this? One answer may be that person is authentic. That person is really coming to you from the very core of their erotic imprint, the very core of who they are, and they're showing themselves so powerfully. And that's why you may find yourself reacting to people who are so different and who would otherwise be a turnoff to you. But because they're living that, they are raw in it, and you see them and you feel them, yeah, you can taste that, you can enjoy that. again, this is the most hard concept to pinpoint, the erotic imprint. And if you're thinking that you can just sit down and look from the outside and analyze it, it doesn't work that way. Be in it also, be in the interaction, and then you can have a sense of what the other person is like. And it's not a concept, it's not a, recipe, step by step and so on. So if you're curious about this, then you can leave me a comment under the video, and I would encourage you to share moments of pure rawness where you saw something in the other that turned you on and you saw yourself reacting differently, and we can open a discussion. Yeah, you can see how many people are going through this as well. In case you find this in any way useful, give it a thumbs up. And make sure to keep watching, because I do want to come back to the erotic imprint. This is something that I'm very fond of, and this is something very raw for me as well. So I never studied it anywhere, I just saw it in real life. So until next week, I hope that you have a beautiful interaction with your erotic imprint and the other person's erotic imprint, or the other people's erotic imprint that you're engaging with, and that you get to see the rawness, the genuine, the alive part in your partner. So enjoy, and I'll see you next week.